Check 1 2 1 2, bitch. Yo. What's up, everybody? This is episode 74 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy, Busby.
And out here in LA, it's your boy, JC No Hundreds. And I was wrong about last week. I miscalculated my days. Tonight, episode 74, is the last time we'll get Sluricane Cole for a month. I forgot January has a 31st.
Oh.
And I also forgot that this was not a leap year, so my day was off by one day.
Well, shit. Well, I kept drinking, so ain't no fucking Henny Busby was out and about this whole weekend. It was a calmer Henny Busby, but you know.
Did you do that Diddy bop like that intern put on the Twitter handle?
Yeah, we got an intern. Wink, wink. We got an intern that does our Twitter handle, but yeah, I kind of did that shit. Actually, you know what I do? You know when every time No Problems comes on in the club, you seen the video, right?
Oh,
Chance. Yeah, I do that little dance that Chance does every time. I don't know why. It's just when I'm feeling it, I fucking just feel it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, shit, did you do it? Actually, it might as well lead into the first topic, which is a continuation. I'm sure you did that shit when you left jury duty.
Yes. So now I'm free to talk about it. I am free. I'm free. Nah, so this is like my third time ever getting called in for jury duty, and every time I did it, they always said I could go home, or they don't even put me in the courtroom. But this time they actually called me in, and I was actually on the fucking stand, not the stand, but as part of the selection process, because I guess they felt Aaron Busby is a really safe person. So I was like, fuck, how the fuck I'm going to get out of this?
Right.
So the dude pops up, and it was some kid, and he got a DUI. I was like, okay, DUI is a misdemeanor or whatever. And it was because of a weed charge. And I was like, a weed charge? He was driving under the influence of being high. And I was like, really? And we're in the state of California, and California is fucking, weed is legal, if y'all don't know, people, out here in Cali. And, but it is illegal to drive while not high and shit. So I was like, so in my mind, I was thinking, you know what? I was like, you know what? I know how I'm going to get out of this. So then the judge was asking all the jury people, so, okay, I already asked if you people drink alcohol, but do any of y'all smoke marijuana? I was the first person to have my hand up. And then that's when I was like, shit. I didn't want to draw attention to myself, but he told everyone to be honest. So I put my hand up because I knew I needed to get the fuck up out of there. I had to play the role. And as soon as I put my hand up, slowly everybody put their hands up. I was like, okay. So, they started cross-examining us, asking why, and then they got the questionnaire. There was like a questionnaire we had, and then they asked, so is there any reason why you wouldn't be a jury? And I was like, well, I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. If you guys pick me to be a juror, I will be biased and I will say not guilty because I feel this is low key bullshit.
Smart man.
And they were like, well, I appreciate you being honest. So it was just a whole bunch of questions. It was kind of interesting how they were just cross-examining all the freaking jurors and shit, trying to pick their brains. And I remember as soon as I didn't say that, as soon as I said what I said, the lawyers didn't talk to me because they already made up their mind. They want to get rid of me. So yeah, so I went in the next morning, and the judge was like, yeah, because of your comments, what you said yesterday, yeah, you can go. And I was like, deuces. Said,
give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, man, dong, I was free. Right. So yeah, I enjoyed the rest of my week. I did see this kind of fine-ass chick, though. It'd be nice if I saw her again, because I was kind of thinking of getting her number, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. So... yeah,
can't push your luck too much.
Hey, man, the universe works in mysterious ways. Who knows? I might see her again. She knows my name. She remembers my name because you can't forget. They were calling me Mr. Busby a lot. So, yeah, you're going to remember a Busby and an Aaron because, I'm that nigga.
Yep.
So, yeah, so that kind of, I guess I'm kind of happy I got a jury duty because that leads into this crazy ass, I don't want to say the weekend, it was just a crazy ass Sunday when it came to TV because it was the Grammy Awards, the most anticipated Grammy Awards.
Most diverse ass Grammy Awards.
Most diverse ass Grammy Awards, man. And it was also the same night as the Royal Rumble, and I literally went back and forth. But I watched what I needed to watch because I wanted to see who was going to win what. And the loser of the night, we're going to start off that way, was fucking Sean Carter, surprisingly.
The man whose hometown hosted the event, for sure. And he came into Sunday having won the Lifetime Achievement Award, and he left Sunday having only won the Lifetime Achievement Award.
And that's funny because the morning of the Grammys, because he was on CNN talking to Don Jones because he called Trump a bug, and Trump was just he was just speaking very maturely about how hoe ass nigga is just doing a hoe ass job as being the leader of this free country, and hoe ass nigga took to Twitter and said that the unemployment rate to black people is down massively because of me, and then people were saying, no, that's because of Obama, you stupid motherfucker. But it's just funny that he replied to Jay-Z and he has yet to reply to Eminem, and Eminem has gone on record by saying how he's kind of mad that Trump's ignoring him.
Right. Yeah, my take with his fucking tweet was like my take with everything else. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with what was said? Because Jay wasn't talking about unemployment rate. He was talking about the comments that he made as far as shithole countries.
Oh yeah,
what the hell does that got to do with the unemployment rate?
No, this is what makes it funnier because someone pointed this out because I guess hoe ass niggas network stays on Fox News. So Fox and Friends, I saw this on Twitter. Fox and Friends reported the Jay-Z interview on CNN at 8:14 a.m. 8:18 a.m. That's when hoe ass nigga tweeted that shit out.
Quickness.
With the quickness, and everyone's all going like, "Well, LeBron, he didn't say nothing to LeBron James because he hurts his pockets." I'm going like, no, I think he didn't respond to LeBron because LeBron didn't add him. Hey, whole ass nigga is more direct. He don't respond to subliminals because he's too stupid to get at subliminals. Let's keep it funky. Like I'm not putting that past him because he's still a stupid motherfucker at the end of the day. But I digress. But back to the Grammys. Yeah, Hov didn't win shit.
Nope, not a damn thing.
And Black Twitter was really upset. But let's get that after we get to Black Twitter's response. Let's get to some of the winners. Kendrick Lamar, he's pretty much swept the entire rap category.
Yeah, he went out. So he was nominated for 7 different categories.
Which included.
He ended up taking 5 of them. So he basically had himself a Kobe night.
Yep.
He actually was the one that opened up the show with his performance. Yes. Which featured U2 and, to everybody's surprise, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. His performance was fucking dope. He did another variation of Triple X with the Lust instrumental with him doing the second verse from Triple X. Right. And he had like an army behind him dancing and shit like that. That shit was pretty fucking dope. Yeah,
like it was a play on the whole respect the military thing because, of course, they had the flag waving on the screen in the background.
Yep.
And like I said, everybody was so caught off guard by the presence of Dave Chappelle, but it was so welcome. And he literally shut that shit down, and he didn't even have to say much. It was just the impact of what he said, which was, as soon as they cut to him, I just want to remind the audience that the only thing more frightening than watching a black man be honest in America is being an honest black man in America.
Yeah,
they went right
and
back.
Please, you can continue. And he goes, what was he doing? He was doing King's End?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like another variation of it. And it was like, the dude was on the Trumps and shit. No. Then he did the DNA. He did the last verse of DNA when they were all just crowded around him. I was like, this nigga. Like, we gotta give props to Kendrick, man, because as a showman, he knows how to put on a show.
Oh, like, for sure.
Very Michael Jackson, NSYNC, all that type of shit. He knows how to put on a show. So I'll give when Kendrick Lamar comes into town, which he is going to be on tour, you need to go to it because he knows how to put on a show.
Yeah, most definitely. So the awards he took, he took 5. Humble pretty much was the one that got him
Everything.
Running wild, yeah. So Humble took Best Music Video, which I'm not surprised with that.
Of course.
Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song. Loyalty got him the Best Rap Song Performance. Of course, he won that alongside Rihanna. Rihanna looked bad as fuck all night.
Yes, and she even performed Wild Thoughts with Bryson Tiller, DJ Khaled, which was kind of stupid. It was like, damn. And that song didn't get nominated for not one damn thing, and yet they still fucking performed. That was weird to me, but whatever. They got to get them checked. They got to get the ratings, I guess.
Hey, I was questioning it at first until she came out dressed like Carmen, and I was like, man, who gives a fuck? Just keep the camera on her. I'm good. And then of course, Damn took Best Rap Album of the Year.
Clean sweep. When that happened,
like you said, he swept pretty much all the rap categories.
Yeah, and when we get to Bruno, and then I would say how I figured out that Hov was gonna have a long night.
Yeah, so then Bruno, of course, Bruno Mars, having dropped 24 Karat Magic at the end of 2016, he was eligible for a bunch of awards, so he was nominated for 6 in total. And in comparison to Kendrick's Kobe night, Bruno Mars ended up having him an MJ night.
MJ indeed, dog. He was one award short from having a Thriller night.
Right.
Shit.
Like at this point, what didn't he win? Like
everything.
So he had the Best Engineered Album. 24 Karat Magic took Best R&B Album. Then you had That's What I Like, which took Song of the Year,
and then
Best R&B Performance, and Best R&B Song. And then the biggest accolade of the night, which is Record of the
Year for 24K Magic, the titled song.
Yes, for the title song, he won that. And then, of course, the biggest accolade was Album of the Year, and 24 Karat Magic took that one.
I was not mad about that. And this is how I knew Hov was gonna have a long night. When Kendrick swept all the categories, and I saw Bruno in the pre-show. When I watched the pre-show earlier, and I saw Kendrick swept all the rap categories, and Bruno swept all the R&B categories, I was like, "Yep, this is gonna be a long night for Hov." And wouldn't that be some shit if Hov they snubbed Hov? And that's exactly what the fuck happened. And apparently, Black Twitter was really angry, but we're going to get to them motherfuckers later. So, Mr. Childish Gambino had a nice night.
Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Donald Glover, a.k.a. What the fuck don't he do these days?
You feel me?
He was nominated for 5 different categories, and he was able to snag one of them, which, of course, was for everybody's favorite, Redbone, which took Best Traditional R&B Performance.
That was well deserved. Traditional R&B, yeah, that was well deserved.
Oh, for sure. And then what I liked about his performance, number one, was he didn't perform Redbone. That's one thing I like about the award shows, is that these artists that are up for these awards, they know that it's their time to shine. You don't want to go generic and perform the biggest hits. You want to go into your bag of tricks.
Yeah.
So he pulled out Terrified, which was eye-opening for me, because this whole time I thought that the ending in the bridge was sang by a woman.
No.
Come to find out, it's a 10-year-old boy by the name... Yeah, no. Come to find out, it's a 10-year-old boy by the name of J.D. McCrary, who who went viral a few years ago for his singing. And the backstory on it is that Gambino actually sought him out as a result of that to sing on that record. And as a result of that record, young JD is now playing young Simba in the Lion King movie.
Yeah, I did not know that. I knew he looked familiar when I saw him performing. I'm like, that dude looks familiar. And then I was thinking, I was like, didn't he go viral for singing that Michael Jackson song? And they were like, yup. And then I was seeing people say that, oh, that's young Simba up there. And then all of a sudden, when you just told me that right now, I was like, yeah, he is going to play Simba. So I was like, okay. That makes sense. It was almost like marketing. It was like you have old Simba and young Simba up there singing together. They might as well put that on the Lion King soundtrack. Fuck it.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, that's just a testament to Gambino, man. He's always thinking steps ahead.
Yeah, it was a way to get his name out there. That was genius marketing.
For sure.
Genius marketing. So, but Ed Sheeran, even though he wasn't at the Grammys, he snagged 2 of them up for best pop performance.
Definitely. So, best pop solo performance for Shape of You. Yeah. And then he also took the best pop album for Divide. So, shouts out to him.
Yeah. This is what really got Black Twitter really upset.
No, not this. Because before what got everybody up in Pistosity.
Pistosity?
Everybody was actually up in approval and praise for this because Dave Chappelle ended up winning Best Comedy Album.
Yeah, that was random. I didn't even know he was nominated for that.
I didn't know that he dropped a comedy album, but I guess what happened was they counted the Netflix as one. And I'm like, how the hell do you count a Netflix?
It's probably on iTunes. It's probably like the actually audio because there is comedy albums out there and it's on iTunes. If you look it up, it's probably there. So you could just if you don't want to like watch it, if you don't have time to watch it, you can literally just turn it on and just listen.
Possibly, yeah.
They do. That's why it's for the audio. The Grammys are for sound. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's a testament to Dave Chappelle because, I mean, shit, 13, 14 years ago, he walked away from $50 million. And years later, he comes back and secures, $60 million. Mm-hmm. Does it on his terms, and then it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, thanks for the Grammy, now I'm out.
And they usually don't televise the comedy albums. I guess they saw Dave was there, and he was performing with Kendrick, so they were like, oh, might as well televise this and get some ratings.
Right, yeah.
And hey, he was like, all right, fuck it, I guess. That's how Dave was like. His whole response was like, oh shit, I won. Oh, okay,
yeah, I mean,
whatever.
Yeah. They were basically looking at it like, kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Was that your version of saying 2 chains? 2 birds! Guess. But yeah, then now let's get to the real controversy. This is like what really kind of set Black Twitter really just so up in arms, so angry and big mad. SZA got mad. I'm mad. Yeah, SZA got snubbed.
Oh, she definitely got snubbed. So she was up for 5 nominations herself. Mm-hmm. She also ended up performing Broken Clocks, which great performance.
It was.
Yeah, she ended up getting snubbed. For me, and I believe you as well, we really looked at it like she really only got snubbed for really one of those categories.
And that was the Best Urban Contemporary album, right?
Right, yeah. Definitely did not believe that The Weeknd should have deserved that for Starboy.
That was a pop album, man. They had R&B elements to it, but it was a pop album. Like, come on, bro. And she should have got nominated for Best R&B album, too. Let's keep it funky.
Oh,
but
definitely.
she would have lost to Bruno, too.
I mean, but it's the principle of it.
Yeah, I know. It's the principle of it. And, like, she deserved to get that one. That was, come on, Control was... It was a pop... It was a... What's it called? It was Urban Contemporary. That's what it was.
Definitely. Like, for the life of me, I don't understand how that did not win over Starboy.
Yeah, I mean, but it was what it is. What it is.
Yeah, but as far as everything else goes, I mean,
I'm just
it's like with I forgot the head coach, the coach that used to coach the Grizzlies when he said it in the last year's playoffs in the presser. They just rooked her. That's all it was. She got rooked.
Yeah, she was a
rookie.
Well, yeah, because I think what really got everyone really upset is how she didn't win for Best New Artist, and Alyssa Kari, that's how you say her name, right?
Alyssa Cara.
Alicia Cara. Fuck. Cara. Fuck. Whatever. Fuck. Please forgive me if you ever listen to this. I always mess up your name. But I've followed her career since 2014 when she dropped Here. You remember that song, right? That record Here, yeah. And I've always followed her career. I followed her career for a minute, and she was really popping for a minute, and her songs did chart. She did go platinum, and I think everyone's argument with this because she really popped last year with Stay, and then her being on the Logic record. Oh yeah, because Logic performed at the Grammys too. Mm-hmm. You know, but
Suicide Hotline with her and Khalid.
It was damn near the same performance from the VMAs. So
one thing about that though is I said it on Twitter. As repetitive as it is, the message overall, I could watch it anytime, any day. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
It's a great performance.
Yeah, Logic did his thing. But when it comes to her, I wasn't really mad that she won that award because she put in the work. Now, I think the argument was she came out in 2014. She came out in 2014, and just now they decided to nominate her for Best New Artist because she didn't get popping. She didn't get, and her album officially came out in 2015. And she did not get popping until last year. So it's just like the whole voting situation. And I think people were just more mad that it was just like, what the hell? She's been out for like 2 or 3 years, and now she's nominated for Best New Artist.
Right.
See, with me, I understood it because she got really popping last year. And I guess that's when the Grammys decided to recognize her. So.
But I mean, this was her first, even though she was dropping music, this was actually her debut album. So
yeah, it was the EP, and then the debut album came out in 2015. If I remember correctly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why everyone was saying this is this bullshit because SZA just came out and shit like that. But it was just the uproar because it almost seemed like everyone was just, that was an argument. Another one was like, oh, nobody listens to her and she didn't impact the culture and all this other, like Khaled and Lil Uzi and all these other people impacted the culture. What has she done for the culture? And then
Lil Uzi.
Yeah, Lil Uzi was nominated for Best New Artist.
I know, but that was their defense. Was Lil Uzi? Man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's something. It was what academics said, man. I watched Everyday Struggle this morning, and that nigga pissed me off. So it was just like they got so upward about it, and they were getting on the list of Curry, and I'm going like, really? Because the thing that people forgot to mention, excuse me. Whoa. The thing that people forgot to mention was that how Alicia Curry went up there and she did a great speech that said that pretty much in a nutshell, the Grammy system is flawed, and there's a lot of artists up there that need to be noticed, that deserve to be noticed and recognized.
Right.
She said that, and yet y'all attacking her and saying that she didn't deserve all those awards, and she didn't deserve that award and shit like that. Like, man, fuck you. Like, y'all, everyone's in this little bubble. That's what it is. They're in this little bubble on Twitter. The people I follow and the people I look at, they're in this little bubble that all they listen to is just rap music. And honestly, rap is the new rock and roll. When you look at the charts, that's all that's trending. But there is other music out there, bro. There's more other music out there that's impactful and shit like that. That's because you don't listen to it doesn't mean it's impactful to other people. Like Scars Like You're Beautiful. Like that song gets played everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on, bro. And Stay gets played everywhere. She crossed over. She's been winning awards low key, but no one pays attention because that's not nobody, just the people I follow. So
right.
And she went on Instagram and pretty much said like I had no control over this, so don't be mad at me for this shit. So yeah, people are just weird because their favorites didn't win. And then also when it comes to this, people are really, really angry that Hov got snubbed. Let's talk about that for a minute. They are very angry.
My take on it, and I said this last week, I said out of all the, excluding Lorde and including Jay, Kendrick, Gambino, and Bruno Mars, because whether people want to admit it or not, Bruno ain't white, so he is a nigga in people's eyes. Like, let's just call it what it is.
Yes.
Out of the four of them, Bruno had he was the safest pick, and he had the highest chance of pulling Album of the Year because the other three aforementioned were unapologetically black in the public eye.
Exactly.
So that's something that I stated. However, what we both also stated was that what helps Bruno is he dropped a fire-ass album. It wasn't just a situation where he's not the one that is, that comes across as this pro-black figure, so we got to kind of be wary of it. No. It's just in comparison with those three. But in retrospect, we said it. As long as it was one of those four, they dropped dope-ass albums. So you can't go against it.
All of them were fire, including Lorde. All of them were fire. And black people were just so mad and they were saying that, the Grammy still got it wrong. I'm like, what the fuck you mean they still got it wrong? You trying to tell me that 24K Magic is better? No, you trying to tell me 444 is better than 24K Magic? Or is that what you're trying to tell me right now? Are you really trying to tell me that? And they can't argue it because it's just like, dude, they just got mad. No, is Damn better than is 444 better than Damn? No. Like, come on, my nigga. And then when you saw Bruno with Cardi, which was dope by the way, when you saw Bruno and Kendrick perform and Hov didn't perform that day, you saw why their albums were superior to 444. You saw clearly why it was superior. So it was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, y'all just, like, and then y'all trying to discredit Bruno Mars in that album all of a sudden because Jay-Z didn't win. Really? Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
I mean, it's mind-boggling how people think. I mean, and again, shouts out to Barty because this time last year, she was, let's call it what it was. She was an unknown. She was this wild card unknown figure that was just had a buzz about her because of Love and Hip Hop. And in a year's time, she ends up performing on her home turf.
Yes.
Being a part of, obviously, Bruno's record, who ends up taking Album of the Year. So he's the highlight of the night.
And next year he's going to win a Grammy for that song. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
You know that. And she's going to get it, too.
Tabs on that. And even though she didn't win either one of her two nominations, it was just the fact of just what she represents. I mean, it's pure unapologetic honesty. Because I mean, even when she was on the red carpet, of course, she becomes one of the trending GIFs of the night and of today. And then when they do the interview of her, you know, she's like, I'm not going to lie, I got butterflies in my stomach and I got them in my vagina. And it's like, who the hell says that? But it's like, wait.
Can you imagine if she would have won and she went up there Oh, man, she would have been like, oh my God, I want to take this person, that person. Oh my God, all this. Yes. Oh God. Like, like, oh man, that would have been must see TV just to see this. I would have cried for her because I remember the night before I was at the bar and I heard Bodak Yellow and I just saw what it did to the crowd. I'm like, she better win a Grammy for this shit, man.
Well, she didn't win a Grammy, but she got a consolation that I think will pretty much serve its purpose. Because she posted out a video back in her dressing room, and she's freaking out like, oh my God, I just got a letter from fucking Bono. Bono knows who the fuck I am. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, like, they... Look, you can either look at it like I didn't win a hardware Grammy, or you can look at it from her lens, which is like, yo... But people know who I am. This is crazy.
Nah, but back to the rap part of this shit, because we agreed 24K Magic is like, don't try to get mad because 24K Magic won. Don't play yourself. This ain't Adele. This ain't Taylor Swift. This is Bruno fucking Mars. It was the most diverse category up there. Like,
and the thing of it is too is that what pissed me off was people were just, oh, it's a pop album. It's a pop. Motherfucker, I know what a pop album sounds like. This shit was New Jack Swing. Call it for what it is. Don't fucking play yourself, man.
Oh, but when you look on iTunes and they say it's pop, shut up, man.
Like, come on, man. Like, knock that shit off, man. This was Teddy Riley, Jimmy Jam, and Lewis inspired. Like, come on, man. Don't play yourself.
And you want to know, and I think Star said this on Everyday Struggle this morning when I watched it. He said the reason why 444 didn't win it was because it was too raw and it was too personal. It was too raw and too personal for the average listener and shit like that. They weren't going to adapt to it. That's why they vote. And for the voter or whatever. You think a 60-year-old man's, 60-year-old man's going to relate to Jay-Z talking about fucking, why did you, like, the story of OJ or fucking Moonlight or him cheating on Beyonce and shit? He's not going to relate to that. Like, it was good to listen to, but they're not going to get up and boogie like, it didn't make them get up and boogie like fucking 24K Magic.
Right.
And let's keep it real funky when we get to the rap section of it, because I think they're really mad that Kendrick beat him. A West Coast rapper came to New York on Hov's turf and beat him on every rap category. I think that's why the New York rap people are really mad, because damn, beat is better than 444, and it's like a sad truth they have to fucking live with. Too bad.
Yeah, I mean, which to me is again, it's asinine in itself when you think about it, because Jay has already formally passed the torch down to, like, when we had the fucking Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe remix, he was literally passing the torch to him.
Yeah, even the cover had Jordan and Kobe on there, man. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
And I mean, the thing of it is, was even when Kendrick did his acceptance speech, and shout out to that acceptance speech, man.
Oh, yes.
Because not only did he give props to Jay, but he gave props to Mozzie.
Yes.
And I just want to say, Mozzie's stock went all the fuck up.
Just randomly. Kendrick didn't even have to do that shit, but he did it anyway. So.
Right. But yeah, even in his acceptance speech, when he was talking about it, he was saying, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for cats like Jay.
Yeah.
And then as he's walking off, we dealing with all this madness, with Trump. Oh yeah, Jay for president. It's like, why y'all why focus on what he's not getting versus looking at the overall picture? Because he had the Grammys come out to his home turf, and give him his Lifetime Achievement Award. He's sitting there and artists are praising him all night. All right. Then he's getting bossed around by his daughter, which Blue Ivy, again, everywhere she goes, awards show wise, she's still in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I already got a vision when she gets older. They should do a reality show where she just looks back on all the time she stole the show. It'd be incredible.
Yeah, it would be.
But yeah, he's eating snacks with his daughter. It's like, my man is out here. He's not. If this was 2001, it'd be a different story.
Yeah,
but he's over 20 years in the game. Like,
he already got tripping off of this. Him and Beyonce got stacks of Grammys already. So he
43
really,
to be exact.
Like, and honestly, he was just kicking back. Like, it got to the point he was just kicking back with his daughter. He was just like, he ain't mad that he's losing all this shit. So whatever. But to play devil's advocate, it was kind of funny to me because he did the same shit Kendrick did, low key. Because when To Pimp a Butterfly was nominated for Album of the Year, you remember the whole campaign Kendrick did? Mm-hmm. You remember that, going on talk shows, doing the untitled tracks, doing the All Right campaign for the Grammy videos, put him on the fucking poster and shit, and then he just wins best rap album and loses to Taylor Swift. Hov did the same shit. He put the 444 billboards all over New York. He was doing interviews on CNN. He did the Rock Nation brunch, which he does every year, but fuck it, I'm gonna keep saying it. He was just really out there and in your face, and you really thought, they really jammed it in your head that you think Hov was gonna win Album of the Year over Kendrick Lamar and Bruno Mars. Nope. And that's why they're mad. They're mad that their hero isn't really everyone else. He's not really a hero. Come on, Grammys. My homegirl Nessa, she pointed this shit out to me. She said, the Grammys when they put out those playlists, it's only on Apple Music, and they had the head of title sitting up front, seeing him lose all these fucking Apple Music artists. Come on, bruh. It's politics at the end of the day. It's politics at the end of the day.
Politics as usual.
Politics as usual, and Hov knew that. That's why he wasn't mad. It's business at the end of the day. So y'all motherfuckers need to just stop getting so angry and just move on. Hov had 444. It's a classic. It's going to go down in history as one of his best albums. 24K Magic, it's a classic. Matter of fact, all the albums in that category are classics. They're going to go down as classics in their own genre, in their own right. So just be happy they got recognized. Now, shit, it could have been worse. I'm not saying. Can you imagine if fucking Donald Glover won Album of the Year randomly?
Ooh.
I mean, not for us. I mean, come on. People have still been mad. A 444 won Album of the Year. Women's rights will go like, oh, so Beyonce can't win for talking about her husband getting cheated on, but the husband says he got cheated on and made an album about it, and he wins?
Yep.
Fucking, if Damn got nominated, if Damn got won, they just gave Damn just to apologize to him. If Donald Glover won, you just doing a rehash of all the other oldie shit. Lord wins, it would have been the end of the world. So yeah, Bruno Mars was a safe pick, and yet motherfuckers are still mad, but they'll get over it within a week because that's what everyone fucking does. If you want your favorite rappers to win a fucking award, then hell, I don't know how. I said this once, I'll say it again. Why don't you guys just go out to the BET Awards? Why don't you guys support the Image Awards, the Soul Train Awards? Go out and support our own shit. Bring back the fucking XXL Awards, the Source Awards. Just bring all that shit back and bring recognition to it. But they ain't gonna do that because hip hop doesn't know how to fucking act. So. That's just the fucking truth.
Just the truth, man.
And one more thing. Fuck academics. I wanted to say that right now because I watched Everyday Struggle, and he said the only reason why Kendrick won all those awards was because the Grammy committee sees him as a fucking quote unquote the token Negro. Get the fuck out of here. That's why no one respects that whole ass nigga, man. And that's why Drake told you to get the fuck out of his fucking fucking IG live, going on there like a fucking groupie. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so while you were watching the Grammys, I was watching it too. I just wanted to see who was going to win. I was going back and forth watching the Royal Rumble.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Yeah, it was took place in Philadelphia. I forgot what annual this is, but it was a historical Royal Rumble because it was the first ever female Royal Rumble, and they never had that before. So a lot of Hall of Famers and old timers came back, Lita came back, Jackie came back, Molly Holly, Beth Phoenix, and Trish Stratus came back, and she has 2 kids, but she looked like she was in great shape, my nigga.
She's a personal trainer. I mean,
she does yoga and shit.
Look like she
but this one, it was just like she could still go, and she's a Hall of Famer, her and Lita. But the story that really broke out is it's kind of historical on the right because the men that are royal, which was pretty sick. Whenever you get a chance, JC, you should watch that because it was really, really fucking dope.
For those who were paying attention, I was attempting to do the same thing as Busby, and I was getting ready to go back and forth with the Grammys hashtag and the Royal Rumble hashtag, and then as soon as the first match opened up, and I realized Sammy and KO were now BFFs again, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
I told you you were gonna ask me what happened. I'm like, nigga, I ain't gonna tell you shit. Just watch.
Yeah, so that popped up, and then one of the cards popped up, and I text Busby. I'm like, yo, so what's going on with the Shield? And then when he sent me the response back, I was like, there's no need to watch this tonight. I'll watch it later.
Yeah, just watch the Royal Rumble, the actual men's Royal Rumble. That was pretty fucking dope. The other matches don't really matter, but the men's Royal Rumble was dope because Shinsuke Nakamura won it, and he made history for being the first Japanese wrestler in his Royal Rumble debut to win the Royal Rumble, and he's about to go, and he picked to go against AJ Styles, and for wrestling smarts like myself, they put on classics in New Japan and shit like that. So for this to be in America at the biggest stage of them all, the biggest wrestling event of them all, and they're already like showcasing this on some fucking Mayweather versus Tyson type shit. Like this is gonna be potentially match of the year if Vince lets them do what they have to do. Cause man, that's gonna be fucking epic. And Asuka, she won the first woman. She won the first women's Royal Rumble. And she made history. Like there was 2 Japanese wrestlers who won the fucking Royal Rumbles. That's pretty dope. But the real story about this is Ronda Rousey. She came and she made her WWE debut, and all she did was go up there and pointed at the WrestleMania sign, tried to shake Asuka's hand. Asuka just slapped the shit, like, get the shit out my face. But
Fast and Furious 7.
Stupid. But she pretty much, like, ESPN even like announced it. Even when, as soon as she came out, ESPN put it up that Ronda Rousey. It was great marketing by WWE, by the way. That Ronda Rousey signed a full-time deal with the WWE. Full-time, not no Brock Lesnar shit. Signed a full-time deal. So, shout out to Ronda.
I heard that's actually been one of her dreams, so she's living out her dreams, so good for her. Yeah, living
out her dreams. Yeah, CM Punk wanted to live out his dreams in fucking MMA and UFC, and we saw how that fucking turned out.
Yep.
Yeah, so I have hope for Ronda. Let's see. It's a full-time contract, so... And she's like a polarizing figure, her damn self, so it's gonna be interesting to see how she does this shit.
Right.
And if you could stay on the topic of wrestling, Vince McMahon announced this week. Vince McMahon announced this week that fucking the XFL is coming back.
XFL 2020.
2020, yeah.
So I forgot what damn website or what app he was using, but he pretty much branched out.
It was Periscope.
No, it wasn't. Well, he did it through Periscope, but it was being hosted by something else, which they were pushing for people to watch it via that.
Oh, but, well, I went on Twitter. It said Periscope, so
yeah, my ass. I just watched it on Periscope through Twitter. But so he's saying that they're going to return in 2020.
Yeah,
and got to tell you, I was disappointed. Like I was really, really disappointed. I thought it was gonna. I knew it wasn't going to be as off the wall as it was years ago when they first introduced it.
Because I could tell Vince kind of learned his lesson the last time, so he was like, "Okay, let me do it the right way."
But the thing of it was he also, in correcting it, he still ended up doing it the wrong way because he tried to make it a legitimate competitor, and it's like, yo, we're not going to be tuning into the XFL for you to be a legitimate competitor unless you're still doing some off the wall shit.
Yeah,
I mean, there's things that worked in that league. Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at the camera angles; those are the camera angles that they use NFL in football now.
Yep.
And just the aspect. I mean, granted, diving for a fucking football instead of a coin toss wasn't the best idea. So I mean, you could get that out. But this is supposed to be the XFL. Like it's supposed to be hard hitting. So just, I mean, a couple notes. He's saying there's not going to be any players that have any criminal backgrounds. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that, Vince.
Everybody's going to be standing for the national anthem. Shit, the only reason why I'll be tuning in is to see if anybody's going to get defiant. That's basically the only reason why I tune in.
And you know Vince is just going to look at him and just be like, get up, nigger, or you're fired.
Yep, basically.
Yeah, he's gonna double down off that shit. I already know how this is because the thing that Vince fucked up with, it was just him. He didn't have like an NFL expert by his side giving him advice or anything like that. It was just strictly him. And when the fucking the media were asking him questions, he was saying all the wrong shit. So it was like, come on, Vince. He's gonna double down off this shit. But there's gonna be 8 teams, and they're gonna have like one semifinal and all this other shit. So it's pretty much like last time. So we're going to see.
We'll figure it out. I'm sure they'll get it. They'll cross T's and dot I's. I mean, it's going to be the similar format, 8 teams. Mm-hmm. Vince owns all 8 teams. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see how it goes from there. For the football consumer, this is someone who doesn't want politics a part of their game and their viewing entertainment pleasure. This is going to be something they're going to look into. But on the flip side, Vince just made it political and social because he brought up that they're not going to be doing it.
The thing about Vince McMahon, if I could play devil's advocate, is that if you look at the WWE, they do the best they can to not involve politics into their show, which he does a great job at. They don't let none of these wrestlers talk about how they truly feel about stuff because it could just hurt their brand. It will hurt Vince's pockets. So they always don't mention it, and they always keep it neutral. Even when Trump got elected, they didn't bring it up. Some wrestlers kind of like were subliminal about it, but they didn't really flat out say how they felt for good reasons, you know?
Right. But on the flip side, to counter it, it's a lot easier to do with the WWE because it's pure. It's
entertainment.
It's not fake. It's just scripted.
Yeah, it's entertainment, sports entertainment, like he calls it.
Versus football, unless you're gonna have scripted football, which I'm all for it, but you can't take it serious as a competitor with the NFL if you're gonna go that route. That's the difference that lies in is WWE scripted, so it's easier to keep it away from your entertainment value. It's gonna be tough to do. Well, I shouldn't say it's going to be tough to do because Vince does what he wants to do. It's just you're going to have to work harder to make sure players aren't coming in with that mind frame. That's all.
Yeah. Oh no, he's going to double down and just say just have a good act because. You know, and probably Vince was probably just reeling. He said anyone with a criminal background. I think he was still reeling after what happened with Enzo Amare, which update for y'all after the last episode. Oh boy, got fired. Oh boy, got fired, and it was probably on the top of his mind. So he doesn't want bad press. That's all it comes down to.
That's actually a good point. I wasn't thinking about that. That's right. And again, last thing. I mean, if it brings back the cool ass nicknames on the back of the jerseys, I'm all for that. It has my attention to just peek in a little bit.
Of course, and you know, I see Jay-Z struggled with a title for the first few years and shit. So Vince can do it, and if that means Vince has to focus on football and he has to give the keys to Triple H while let Triple H run the WWE while Vince is I'm for that. Because Triple H knows what the fuck he's doing. If y'all watched NXT TakeOver or just watch NXT period, when he has the book and he knows what the fuck to do and he gets the right people in there, man, let him do what he got to do.
There's a reason why Triple H is one of my top 5, if not top 3 all time.
Top 3,
He knows what the fuck he's doing when it comes to that company. His whole aura. It's amazing.
Yeah, 3 wrestling fans, they hear you say that, they're going to give you that side eye like, top 3, huh?
I know. It's my list.
Yeah, you ain't a fan. Like I get it. I just know how motherfuckers are in this motherfucker. So it's just
don't make me pull a sledgehammer, motherfuckers.
Did you watch the Pro Bowl?
I saw the last 2 minutes, and that's basically all I needed to see.
Anyway.
So Derek Carr, of course, was an alternate. A lot of people felt he shouldn't have been in the game, but when Tom Brady goes out because he's playing the Super Bowl and you have the other alternates that don't want to go, what the fuck are you supposed to do? And he pretty much silenced the haters. He ended up throwing the game-winning touchdown with like 55 seconds left to Delaney Walker, tight end, who now plays for the Titans. I was happy for him. It's a good way to show some good promise with Gruden coming in play, even though it's an exhibition game. But again, I saw the last 2 minutes. That's all I needed to see.
And you give a fuck about the Pro Bowl. Who you got for the Super Bowl?
Patriots.
Yeah, see, I
waited all week. Just to let it be known.
Edgar, I was talking to Edgar about this, and we were talking about it. He's like, "You sure you're going to go to the Patriots?" Because I really think about that Madden curse now, and I totally forgot Tom Brady's on the cover of Madden.
Of this year?
Yes, the GOAT edition. He was on the cover.
Yeah. The thing of it is that
real, bro.
It is what it is. The thing of it is that Eagles got a good shot. Defensively, they are a force to reckon with. It's just, do I trust Foles against Belichick?
Well, we gonna wait and see.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what it boils down for me. I would love for the Eagles to take them down for sure. Like, them would be better. However, like I said, Foles isn't a regular backup, but he can get you some wins, but he's not the key component franchise quarterback either.
See,
and Bill Belichick, at least from what we've seen, Bill Belichick's too smart for that shit. Especially if this is going to be his last game, allegedly as the Patriots' Patriots head coach. Yeah,
we gonna see, but at the same
time,
out
3:30 on Sunday.
At the same time, man, going to the Super Bowl, your stats don't matter. At the end of the day, you just got to look up at the clock and the confetti's going to come down. That's all that fucking matters.
That's all that fucking matters.
Oh, yeah, Justin Timberlake going to do halftime. Oh, yeah, speaking of Timberlake, he released another track, the Say Something record with Chris Stapleton. Did you hear that shit?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's pretty country. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so we go to the NBA before we recorded. Some fucking breaking news happened.
Breaking news? Yeah. Hey, Clipper fans, y'all still run LA or not?
Man, it's a wrap for y'all niggas. Y'all in the same boat as the Lakers now, man. This is, man, y'all just need to... Man, the Lob City's dead.
Yeah. Shout out to the Source King Wojnarowski.
This is Woj.
He reported out that star power forward Blake Griffin has been traded to the Detroit Pistons. I forgot who the two other players that are being traded along with him, who they are, but they're being sent over to Detroit. Detroit, in return, is getting back Tobias Harris, Avery Bradley, Boban Marjanovic, and then a couple draft picks as well. So, I mean, they pretty much...
They got this shit on lock.
Yeah. Well, and the responses all over social media it's classic.
Yeah, you just saw Blake Griffin's response,
even
man.
His was perfect, where he didn't even know what the fuck was going on, so he just puts the gif of Will
from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
where he just looked at the screen. He's like, ooh,
he's shocked. See, he needs to be in TV, man.
He was, but then he got injury prone, so he wasn't as marketable anymore because he wasn't on the court. But if you remember his first few years when he was everywhere.
He's still funny as hell, man. So.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah. Because sometimes I forget he's a basketball player because when he dunks on people, he has that crazy ass look on his eyes and shit, like that little Stone Cold Killer look. But then when you hear him talk, he's hella sarcastic, hella fucking funny. Yeah, I was like, man, get that nigga a show.
Yeah, so he's going out there. Somebody brought up the fact they're like, yo, Blake is sick. And they showed the temperatures of LA and Detroit. Today it was 85 degrees, and in Detroit it was 21 degrees. So
he'll be all right.
Yeah, but the Clippers apparently ain't done because now allegedly they're in plans to. So the trade deadline is next week. Is it next? Yeah, next Thursday. Because of course they moved it up before the All-Star game now. So they're still looking to try to move both DeAndre Jordan and Lou Williams. Which, if you're DeAndre Jordan, you got to kind of look at this like, man, what the fuck, man? Like, I was ready to go to Dallas, and then y'all motherfuckers locked me up and played cops and robbers to change my mind. And now fucking Chris Paul and Blake are gone. Like, what the fuck, man?
Man, but Doc Rivers ruined the fucking Clippers, dog.
Hey.
You can be. Hey.
Again. All I gotta ask for you Clipper fans: do y'all still run LA? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. You can hit me up on my Twitter. You can hit up the intern on the iLLogical Sense Twitter. You can hit Busby up. You can find us on Instagram.
I don't care. I honestly don't. I don't care.
The fuck you want. Oh yeah, Busby don't care because he's a Warriors fan.
No, I'm not a Warrior fan, bro.
But yeah, so you can do whatever you want to do as far as how you want to get a hold of me. I just need to know, and I'll give you guys a week. Do y'all still run LA, yes or no?
No. Do you even know any Clippers fans?
I do.
Really? That's sad.
I know several. I actually know a couple, and they're not bandwagon fans. They're actually legit hardcore.
So how the hell can what? So how can you not like the Lakers, but like the whatever? That's them. Let's go to the All-Star shit.
I mean, and those are the ones I could actually have discussions with because there's nothing for you to try to fake or prove. Like you've seen the worst of the worst, literally. But I only know a select few that have been diehard Clippers fans from day one.
That's sad.
Yeah. And so and what's going to be interesting to close up this trade talk, it's going to be interesting to see in this climate with how small balls now, how everybody's moving, how Blake and Andre Drummond now mix together. Because I mean that's actually going to be pretty scary when you think about it. Because in the West you had DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis until DeMarcus went down with his Achilles injury.
Yeah, that's
you pretty much now have something not the same because Drummond is purely an inside presence, but you have these guys that can get down and dirty in the paint. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
What I'm really interested to see what plays out is this fucking All-Star game. That's what the fuck I'm interested in.
So when we left last week, the starters had been voted on. We were waiting on the reserves to be announced. The reserves got announced, I believe, on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then in less than 24 hours time, LeBron and Steph had picked who they wanted on their teams. At first, it was reported that Steph got all three of his fellow Warriors comrades. Kevin Love didn't get picked by LeBron. LeBron picked Kyrie. But then the actual teams came out, and you and I were talking about it like, this motherfucker LeBron done picked the damn Monstarz.
When I saw that shit, I'm like, oh my God, he picked the Monstarz. Like, let me read off all the people he got.
Yes, go ahead.
He got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Mark Davis. Well, he did get Cousins, so want for that one.
Yeah, so they got Cousins, but then when Cousins got hurt, obviously he's out for a full. We're not even talking about the rest of the year. He's actually out full calendar year.
Gone.
So then they subbed in Paul George to replace him.
Shit. Yeah. He got Russell Westbrook, Paul Wall. What's his name?
John Wall.
Paul Wall.
Paul Wall's doing music with Baby Bash.
Yeah, that's an inside joke. Yep. But who else does he get?
Bradley Beal, so John Wall's teammate.
Yeah, Kevin Love. I cannot pronounce that boy's name.
Who? Oh, Victor Oladipo. Yeah, shout out to Victor Oladipo, man.
And that boy from the Knicks, that white boy from the Knicks, oh shit.
Kristaps Porzingis. And then they got LaMarcus Aldridge from the Spurs.
That's the fucking tune. That's the Monstarz. I'm like, oh, LeBron really wants, because he always loses in the All-Star game. Always. He very rarely does he win, but he always loses. So I guess he wants to make sure he gonna win and run up the score. But it's gonna be. But just read Steph's picks, because this is interesting.
So Steph went more finesse with his. He went and he got James Harden, Greek Freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, and then of course he kept it at home with both Clay and Draymond. Then he got Damian Lillard, Kyle Lowry, Anthony Towns, and then Al Horford from the Celtics as well. So he went more finesse.
Shooters. He went shooters. Yeah. And that's pretty much what it ends, because dunks only give you 2 points, but shooters give you 3, and they give you the ending to the game. So
one thing he did accomplish, he did say he was going after Giannis this whole time, because if you remember the game last year, on a fast break, Giannis got the ball and Steph just happened to be between him and the basket, and Steph just literally just crouched down on the ground. Was like, I'm not even jumping for this. You could just dunk over me. So he said, as long as I get Giannis, I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. So he did accomplish that.
So they get $100,000 for each member of the winning team, huh?
Yeah, so it used to be $50,000, but to add some more incentive to it, each member of the winning team now gets $100,000.
Okay.
And it's all good, but just instill, we both are agreement in this.
Steph and LeBron are. The world is.
The NBA just missed out on the opportunity to just get this televised.
They're gonna do it next year, because
they got no choice. Because I mean, the thing of it is that they missed out on it for a few reasons. One of it, obviously, who the fuck doesn't want to tune into this draft? Number two, they're talking about, well, we wanted to protect the egos of the players. When the fuck y'all care about protecting the egos of the players? Like,
they probably just didn't want to hear them bitch. They don't want the coaches to hear them bitch and all this other shit.
But they bitch anyways.
Yeah, I know. I'm just playing. Like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate.
I understand. But they bitch about it anyway. So it's like, what's the difference? And the thing of it is that how dope is it to see in the All-Star game, knowing that the players saw where they were drafted at, and then you get a matchup of, let's say, John Wall and Damian Lillard or let's say Damian Lillard was chosen over John Wall. So then in the All-Star game, when Wall goes up against Lillard, he's ready to take his ass out because he's like, nah, you ain't better than me. Like, they missed out on that opportunity. And then you had Westbrook, who he's looking at it like, damn, I know they didn't pick me last. Like, what the hell's going on? Then the reporter had to tell him, nah, you didn't get picked last. That's just an alphabetical order. So their emotions were already up about this.
See,
I mean, you got multimillionaires with egos.
That's in every sport. But, man, this is going to be ego-driven. They actually might try hard this game. Like,
I hope they do.
Like
I said, LA going to be lit that weekend. I'm doing nothing but watching Black Panther and driving. And
bumping that Nipsey.
Actually, I might have secured a couple tickets to go to his release party.
What the fuck? How? We can talk about that later, but how? The fuck?
It's not for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that after the show. The fuck?
Yeah. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I told you I make connections out here, man.
I can tell. The fuck?
But yeah, when the game comes on.
This is literally Space Jams. That's what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
it is
when the game comes on,
yeah.
I will be seated wherever the hell I need to be seated, and I'm watching this game.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna call time off. 'Cause I want to watch this shit. 'Cause it's gonna go back and forth, man. And it will be some shit if Team Steph wins.
Oh man. I mean, there's definitely gonna be some money flying around. There's gonna be some honeys and thotties flying around everywhere.
I keep telling you, you thought BET Weekend was something.
It ain't got nothing on this.
Man,
it's got nothing on this. Speaking of betting, the People's Commissioner Adam Silver, he's trying to get in. Man, he's trying to get in on that and secure some of that gambling money. So he's in the process right now of trying to secure the NBA gets part of legal gambling. And I think they're going to start out with at least 15 states and then branch out over time. But his whole take on it is, we could do this, but we don't need a percentage back. And 1% is fine with me. So
they ask for 1%, not 50, but 1%.
Now, 1% don't sound like a lot, but when you think about
the money situation,
$4 to $5 billion being bet on the NBA as is, and it's not organized, I mean, shit, why not take that money?
Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck not? Go ahead.
It'll be interesting, though. It'll be really interesting when the time comes.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it goes. NBA is always trendsetters with that.
So mention these injuries, because it sounds like there's more injuries that happened.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, it sucks too with DeMarcus Cousins. He just got off of that damn triple-double where he had 40 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. Like, he was balling out. And I'm so upset because, of course, my prediction was, Lakers going to sign him in free agency, and that's pretty much
out the window.
It's out the window at this point. But prayers up to him. Hopefully his recovery with the Achilles injury goes as smooth as possible. Yeah. Shooting guard Andre Robertson for OKC, he ruptured his patellar tendon, so he's done for the year.
Jeez.
Which defensively is a loss for them. Offensively, I don't know if you've ever seen OKC with him on the court, but they ended up pretty much playing 4-on-5 because he's just a liability shooting-wise. Like, I don't understand how you play shooting guard and you're that much of a fucking liability shooting.
Trash!
But, again, even with calling him trash, prayers up to him.
It was just like I wasn't really paying attention and all I heard, like, he's just a liability. Trash!
But prayers up to him, hope for a speedy recovery. And then the final major injury that we've heard being reported, point guard Mike Conley for the Memphis Grizzlies. He had to have season-ending surgery on his left heel.
Jeez.
Grizzlies they weren't doing much this year anyways, but, it's just the simple fact you lose your franchise player to a season-ending injury. Like, never wish that on any athlete, let alone any person.
Yeah.
So prayers up to him on that.
Well, and that's sports.
Yeah,
so it's super. We got wrestling, we got the NBA, and we got Super Bowl next week. It's gonna be interesting-ish. But if we go to back to entertainment a little bit, the Oscar nominations were announced.
The Oscars out.
And black people got all happy again. But I know how this is gonna go. But Get Out was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, and Best Screenplay. Best screenplay writer. And, Jordan Peele, this is like the first African American to get nominated in the, I think, Best Original Screenplay. I think it is. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure. I think Spike Lee got nominated for one of them. But, yeah, man. Shout out for Get Out. And for Best Actor, the old boy. What's the dude's name that was in that movie in Get Out? Who played the black dude?
I forget, but keep talking while I get the name because we owe him some respect.
Yeah, owe him some respect, but he's nominated in the same category as Daniel Day-Lewis, man. And Daniel Day-Lewis is the greatest actor of all time, regardless of race. So it's like every time he gets nominated, you just give that nigga the Oscar. Just chuck it to him.
Yeah, so Daniel Kaluuya, who's also going to be in Black Panther.
Mm-hmm. So,
he's having a great fucking year.
If we keep on black excellence, Mary J. Blige got nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Mudblood. I haven't seen that movie, but, I've heard a lot of good things about that. And there's some history. Black Mamba himself, Kobe Bryant, got nominated for Best Short Animated Film for his Deal Basketball short animated. First African-American ever to get nominated in that category, which I did not know.
Yes. Now, of course, for those who have been listening to us for forever, once again, we appreciate it. But if you remember, our final episode was before the retirement ceremony. Mm-hmm. And Busby stayed over my family's place, and he watched it with all of us. And he was I don't necessarily want to call it awestruck because he was, in awe of.
You motherfuckers were using your phones,
He's a Kobe
man.
fan.
And you have to respect the nigga.
But the thing was I think he kind of saw my brother and I. We were tearing up like shit. It's fucking Kobe Bryant. Like this.
I kind of would too, but I'm a gangster like that, so I ain't gonna cry for a grown ass man. Only by myself.
When they did his I don't want to call it his spoken word, and they flipped it into this animated short. It brought tears to everybody.
Yeah, look for it on you. If y'all didn't watch, look for that shit on YouTube. It's somewhere on Twitter, but
it's called Dear Basketball.
It's the letter he wrote when he announced his retirement.
Yes, and they had him go in and he read it live, and I forgot who the artist was. The artist did a fantastic job with portraying just pretty much his evolution from a child and getting all his career highlights.
And the thing about the Oscars is that they televise every category. So if Kobe wins, he's going to be on stage. That's what I like about the Grammys is that the Grammys do the little pre-show and they get all the other categories out the way. And then they get the main ones up there for ratings and all the other shit. This shit, they got to recognize everybody. And it's the 90th annual Oscars. I'm like, damn, we got the 90s already? Shit.
Wow. So again, props to Kobe, and especially props because as a result of this, I can't believe he's actually the first as a result of this. He becomes the first African American to be nominated in this category.
I just said that.
Oh, hey, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Just said that.
But again, that just adds the emphasis. I can't believe it. I had to bring it back up. I still can't believe it.
That's why he's one of the greatest of all time. You gotta respect it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Ah, shit. Motherfucking Monique.
Oh, yeah. So Netflix revealed that they offered her $3 million to audition, but she refused to come in. And when she refused to come in, that's when they buckled down and went to $500,000. Your thoughts?
Just next. I had something I wanted to say that I had it built up, but I said what I had to say last week. Just no. You get a soundbite from what I said. Cletus, no. Monique got paid $500,000. That's about right. That sounds about right because she ain't popping. But anyway. So, yeah, Netflix is dropping an 8-part original documentary called Rapture. I just saw this shit. So what's your thoughts on that shit?
I mean, bro, we got Nas, T.I., Just Blaze, Rhapsody, 2 Chainz, Logic, G-Eazy, about Davies and A-Boogie. But overall, shit, I'm ready to see it.
So it's going to be like a documentary of them, of just them following them through their life or some shit like that?
I think so. I only saw the trailer, and it was just kind of following them on stage and just kind of doing sound bites behind the scenes.
Okay.
But, I mean, an 8-part series, shit, sign me up.
Hey, fuck it.
Right. Your girl Erykah Badu was in the news because she said that she sees the good in everybody, including the fact that Hitler was a good painter or drawer. What do you think?
Let's see. I have no energy for that. I don't see. You should know me, bro. I have energy for certain things, but when I see some out of pocket, out of mind shit, I already know Erykah Badu's on some whole next shit. I knew what she meant to say, but Twitter got up in arms about it, and she backed up and apologized for how she said it. So it is what it is. But yeah, I still got love for Erykah. I know she's on the whole hippie shit. So
yeah.
Fucking Black Dynamite's coming back. The sequel movie, finally.
Dynamite.
Still one of the greatest movies and greatest animated shows next to the Boondocks.
Scram, you turkeys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
The Michael Jackson episode was by far the first. It was the most random episode shit I've ever seen in my life. Still the most funniest shit I've seen in my life.
Oh, yeah, man.
You're sorry. You're the sorriest motherfucker and this motherfucker.
Man, Black Dynamite. If it's true, because of course we saw a trailer. I don't know if it was fan made or if it was authentic, but if this is true, look, I got Movie Pass. You about to get Movie Pass? Just sign us up. Just tell us where we need to be. And
I already got the DVD. I need to watch that shit. I haven't watched that shit in a minute.
Yep.
So
Jemele Hill of course, made history with her, now former co-host, Michael Smith, coming the first to be a predominant all-black cast to host The Six. She's actually going to be taking off and go back to reporting, and she'll be handling some duties for the Undefeated.
Shit, she got tired of dealing with you speaking out of her fucking, speaking her opinion on Twitter and then getting in trouble for it. That's what it comes down to. So she basically just, stayed behind the scenes and write shit. Only come in there if needed. So
right,
it is what it is on that. Shout out to Jamila.
Oh, for sure. Shouts out to her. Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is she's going back to something she does know, and she's done very well. So
she did very well on fucking SportsCenter too, and his.
No, she did great. But I mean, if you know her.
Oh yeah, her MO,
history, her catalog, like she's reporting and those pieces, she's a beast with those.
And she's a Niner fan, so yeah, she's a Niner fan too. So fucking Ray Shremmerd, motherfucking Ray Shremmerd. You hit me up about this morning about this, and you know me, I don't put energy into it. So I really read the story, and that kind of would lead into our fucking reviews. So let's just talk about this shit now. Mm-hmm. So. What were you about to say? We talk about Ray Shremmerd, or we gonna go to this Migos shit?
Let me pull up this Ray Shremmerd, and then we'll funnel into it. So Mike Will had announced that Strum Life 3 was on the way, but it wasn't coming in. Not one,
not two,
but 3 motherfucking discs. And I read that shit, and I was like, "Get the look, man!
See what Chris Brown done did." Or not, I won't say Chris Brown. I think Drake started this shit.
So somebody started it, and I'm gonna tell you right now. As a result of starting it, they done got my pistosity up right now. We understand why these albums are becoming longer and longer in length. It's because they're cheat codes. Mm-hmm. The more streams that you get, the higher chance you got of getting certified gold, platinum, yada yada yada.
Because that's what Drake did with views. That's exactly what Drake did.
And it's a good cheat code. You gotta do what you gotta do. On the flip side to that, enough's enough, man. Like, we don't need all these filler ass records.
But you know the reason why they're doing this? You didn't read because Sway Lee said this. I don't think I told you. But he said the first disc is gonna be a Ray Shremmerd album. It's just gonna be Ray Shremmerd. The second disc is gonna be the Sway Lee solo album, and then the third one is just gonna be who's the other nigga?
Sway Lee and oh shit.
Exactly.
Slim Jimmy.
Slim Jimmy. Yeah, Slim Jimmy is gonna be like a solo Slim Jimmy album. So I guess they're trying to get their Speaker Box Love Below on, I guess. But I was like, nah, nigga, that's too many fucking records,
that's too much work. You might as well just do the solo albums.
That's just like, no. And I know what they're doing. They're exploiting the fucking, like you just said, they're exploiting the streaming finesse shit. They're trying to it's like niggas throwing a whole bunch of shit at the wall and just hoping something comes up there with gold or platinum or whatever.
Exactly.
And that's what Chris Brown did on his last shit, because a lot of his shit went fucking gold and platinum. So niggas saw it worked for Chris, it can work for Drake, it can work for me too. Now the problem with doing that shit, it shits on the quality of your work, because your album doesn't become an album no more. It becomes a playlist.
Exactly.
It becomes
end up like Chris Brown. He had fucking 45 songs, and then he doubled back and then dropped a deluxe version, so it was 12 more, so it was 57 total.
I mean, see, and before y'all come in and say, well, E40 did that shit. No. What E40 did is he actually dropped actual albums at the same time.
Yes.
They weren't double discs. They were actual albums that he sold
separately. They were
separately.
just a part of the series.
Yes, that he sold separately. That's like motherfucker coming out with all 3 Lord of the Rings at the same damn time.
Right. Nobody watching all that shit in one showing.
You feel me?
Throw us up for that.
and they're different, and that was the same with Game and Documentary 2 and 2.5. They weren't 2 discs. They were separate albums, and they had different themes throughout. This shit, we already know what Ray Shremmerd's about. And this might as well just lead into Migos. So.
Yeah. Culture 2 dropped.
Yeah, the most anticipated is a good way to start, the year off. And we all love Culture. It's 12 tracks, and it was kind of like it just blew up like slowly, because then Bad and Bougie started getting rhythm, and it was kind of like that album that came out of nowhere type of shit. You know what I mean?
But yeah, for the average listener who, like yourself, you weren't up on Migos like I've been up on them. Mm-hmm. 13 tracks came in. It was smooth. It was dope.
And the key word was 13 tracks.
Yes. So this time around, and even with it coming around, even I was saying, yo, this is way too early. Like, you guys just got done doing 2 of 3 solo projects.
And not only that, and then you did Quality Control, and you guys were jumping on, and then all 3 of them were jumping on solo tracks and doing other stuff. They kept smothering you with shit. It was like oversaturated with music, which is cool. Get your name out there, get your money and shit. But when it comes to making quality work, it's gonna hurt you in the long run, and that's what happened.
Yeah. So it drops. It's 24 fucking tracks.
So you want my opinion because you have a very, very funny story.
Yeah. You start off because I listened after you listened, and I have a story to go along with that.
Okay, so Culture 2, it was cool. The first track, like the thing about me, I wasn't really Migos. I'm not a Migos fan like that. But when I saw it had 24 tracks, I have a very issue with albums that are over, not even 20 tracks. If it had, it was 24 tracks. Back to back to back, and it's like, oh god. And the thing about Migos is when it comes to me, they sound the same. It gets to the point where everything, I respect Offset, Takeoff, and who's the other nigga?
Quavo.
They all sound the same to me. I'm sorry, all them niggas sound the same. They look the same too.
Well, they're all related.
They all I can get that, but it's like after when I got the Higher Ground, I was like, okay. And then it got the Superstar, and I'm like, okay, is this the same shit? And the songs were like 4 minutes fucking long. So it was just like, okay, we got, and it literally became a chore to listen to at one point. And then I was just looking at it, and I saw like Superstar was cool, Narco was cool, BBO, Big Bad Bitches Only with 21 Savage. I fucked with that one. Walking Like I Talk It featuring Arbery. Fucking, that's funny because he sent another sub shot to Joe Budden, which was really fucking obvious. But Walk It Like I Talk It. Walk It Like I Talk It. Very simple. It's like, all right, whatever. But I just kept going, and then Emoji Chain and Stir Fly. That shit fucking knocks. I really like that Pharrell record. Too Much Jewelry, and then after that, it started becoming a fucking chore. After Crown the Kings, then Flooded, and then it just got to the point where it was like, okay, you should cut out a lot of this shit because everything started sounding the same. Everything started sounding the fucking same. And it was like, okay, until it got to, I say that Post Malone record with Notice Me with Post Malone and shit. Mm-hmm. Then it kind of, and then the back end with Top Plays with 2 Chainz, like, you know, what's it called? The 3-man weave? Is that what you call it? I call it the 5-man weave because Notice Me, 2-player, Made Man was really dope. Top Down on the North was pretty dope. And then the ending, the title track, Culture, the national anthem. Because, you know, they're playing off the whole, you know, Migos should do the national anthem and shit like that. Of course. So, yeah, those 5 songs were cool, but it was like a fucking chore to get to the back end. Because by then, I'm just like, because I'm a big deal with transition, like what album constructing. How you construct an album is how the listener is going to listen to it. And these jewels of a track, they're at the very end. But if an average listener is listening to this shit, by the time they get to it, they're not going to appreciate it because they're so fatigued from everything they heard before.
Right.
Am I right? So it's like they could have just cut out a huge chunk of this shit and probably gave at least maybe 12, maybe even 15 tracks at the most. You know, because they have some jewels on here, but it became a chore to listen to because they all started rapping the same. They didn't really push each other. It was what it was. So, right. You know, if you're a Migos fan, whatever, it's going to hit #1 on the charts, but whatever.
Yeah, so this came out for us Thursday night. I was already getting ready to go to sleep because, of course, Fridays are business is booming days when it comes to Uber. So I was getting ready to go to sleep. So I was like, I'll just listen to it in the morning. I didn't get a chance to listen to it in the morning, so evening time came up, and I had a long break in between rides. So I was like, all right, perfect. It's cool timing. Hit play. First track. I'm like, okay, dope. Second track comes in. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all doing. Third track comes in, and I'm like, yo, I don't know what the fuck Busby talking about. Like, this shit knocking. Fourth track comes in, and even my sister was like, yeah, there's a bunch of filler on this. And the fourth track comes in, I'm like,
the fuck y'all
I don't know what anybody talking about. Like, this shit knock. And then the fifth track comes in, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. In my mind, I had looked at the track list before, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
The fourth, wait, where's 21 Savage? Because Bad Bitches Only was supposed to be track number 4. And then I went and looked at the order of it, and I had the damn album on shuffle. Didn't even realize it. So the order of the tracks that played was the Higher We Go intro, Too Many Jewels, Flooded, 2-Player, and then Superstars. And Superstars was when I caught it. And I was like, all right, well, let's restart this over. And by the time I got done with the autopilot, that's when I was like, yeah, I know exactly what the fuck they talking about right now.
No, you say like no when you started listening to the regular version. I think it was more of that Marty It was more of that Marty McFly. No, oh please God, no.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Was just right after that fifth track was just no.
No. I mean,
Superstars is a good one. I didn't really care for Narcos.
Really?
To me, it wasn't the song; it was the placement. Like, it was just a bad placement. Walk It Talk It definitely caught everybody's attention, of course, because it had Drake on it.
But what about you?
Yeah.
All right.
It was cool. I mean, it didn't do nothing for me. I mean,
me neither.
Like, when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, here's Drake trying to jump on that Versace wave again. Except this time he's going to stick around because now they're bigger than when they started.
What they were before, yeah.
Right. I like White Sand with Travis, Ty, and Sean. Like, it was a decent.
That was too
track.
many. That was too many cooks in the room in that one.
But see, for me, that's where that could have been a bonus track. And what I'm going to do is just the same way Busby reconstructed the Revival album and did his personal playlist reconstruct.
Yes, and that. Yeah. See,
just give me a week and I'll reconstruct this album.
Let's do a side note on that. So I know y'all heard the Eminem shit. And I was really pissed off about that shit. But when I really listened to the Revival album, I heard my boy. I know how my boy raps, and I was hearing songs like, okay, there was three things that killed that album. There was three things. I went on a whole rant about it. So then what I did was I reconstructed the album to how the album was supposed to sound. I really, truly feel this is how the album was supposed to sound. And I talked about it on Twitter. Because we were talking, I'm big on transitions. And that was one of the main grips that killed the album. Because the album was all over the place because the songs were all over the place. Right. So I put the pieces together. In my eyes, I put on a whole rant about it, and people were roasting me on Twitter. Big Business was roasting me. Shout out to Big Business. Yeah, I know it's all jokes, but at the end of the day, I'm smart. Nah, but I remember everyone was like, oh, you need to let this go. The album's trash. I'm like, whatever, nigga. And some M-stans hit me up privately or just on Twitter like, yo, this shit really worked. Yo, like, I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right.
So, like I was saying, when it gets to certain songs, especially at the tail end of this Culture album, of Culture 2, there are some gems on there, but you have to make it through everything, because by the time you get to those tracks, it's like, fuck. But if you put them early, or you put them in a certain point on the album, it's going to sound great. And that's what I did. And that's what I did with Revival. I put the highlights of the album early to keep your attention, and then I put the serious shit later. And it really it's more cohesive and it flows. And that's what Migos should have did. Man, motherfuckers need to hire me to fucking A&R their fucking albums. The fuck?
Yep.
Shit. Anyway, I think that's Culture 2.
I'll have that in a week. I'll post that up on social media. You guys could listen to JC's rendition of Culture 2.
Yeah, you know your boys. Those are your boys.
Yep.
So... But yeah, fucking Lil Wayne dropped his little mixtape D6, and the theme about these albums that we're reviewing is a lot of repetitive shit. And when shit gets repetitive for me, that's when I tune out. So,
so of course we listened to D6 during Christmas break, and then it got announced. Well, we're not. Wait, there's more. And so he comes back with D6 Reloaded.
And they gave us a preview with the Family Feud freestyle.
Yeah, so we actually had 3 tracks. So as Busby said, we had the Family Feud, quote unquote freestyle that had Drake. And then he dropped Big Bad Wolf. And
he was spitting on that.
Spitting his ass off. And then Bloody Mary, which even though it's about 12 years past due, it's still always nice to hear Wayne and Santana just spar back and forth with each other. So off of those 3 tracks, I was like, you know what? As much as I said what I said about the first part, I'm intrigued now because I want to see.
I was low key intrigued too, so I listened to like half of it, and then when it get to that point, was like, okay, it's still sounding the same. That's when I tuned out. I didn't go back and listen to the other stuff because I already knew what he was gonna say. So
yeah, so you weren't missing much. It started off It started off decent. Go Brazy, For Nothing and Go Brazy were good tracks to start off with. And one thing I really appreciated about this was I appreciated it, but at the same time it got stale later on. He was doing his talking interludes on this. Yeah. And it was like that's what's been missing this whole time. Is you're not talking this is what made the dedication series so cool, which was in terms of 1, 2, and 3, which was you would just stop and then you'd say what you need to say. So initially it was good, and then when it got to Weezy and Madonna with Stephanie, that's when I was like, okay, I'm not feeling.
Yeah, I was wondering who the hell was Stephanie,
and that joint just did not work.
Okay,
and that was over the loyalty.
Yeah, I remember. Weezy actually spit well over that one to me.
Yeah, it was just her presence just threw it all off.
Yeah, you should have just had Rihanna, dog.
Right.
Or Nicki.
Scrolling through, trying to find another highlight. Back from the 80s was cool. That was a decent one. Anything that has Marley G, I'm zoned out. Marley G does nothing for me. That's the white kid that looks like Shaggy.
See, Weezy went through the whole Young Money roster that's on his shit, and I just tuned out no, Wayne, next.
Right. and then like Busby was saying, he tuned out halfway. It was about the halfway point where, it started sounding redundant to me. And then him talking, it just kept lagging on and on and on. And then you really couldn't hear him. He was so...
leaned out his fucking mind.
Yeah, you couldn't make out what he was saying. So then at that point, it becomes from good nostalgia to, oh, wait, yes, I am right. You don't have it for a full-fledged project anymore. And
when do you think he should have cut it? After what, 12 tracks maybe?
I'm gonna give the people this. I'm going to go back and I'm going to revisit part 1 and part 2, and then I'm going to break that shit down.
But how can you reconstruct? You can't reconstruct it on Apple Music or Tidal or none of that.
You can't do it. But I mean, I'll write it.
DatPiff.com.
Yeah, I'm not even going through DatPiff. I'm just going to listen and say this is what it sounded dope here, and I'll maybe write it in whatchamacallit, one of the Evernotes, and just screenshot it and post it up or whatever.
Man, I not even wrote an Evernote. I just wrote a note. The Note app.
Evernote's too premium.
Yeah, man.
I mean, just shit. I don't know I really don't know what people want you and I to say about Wayne. I mean, we're in agreement. If we're talking about 2004 to 2009, maybe the cusp of 2010, then yes, you got our full support. Anything after that, I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't. He just don't got it no more. And it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. So, well, another album that kind of surprised that came out that I really forgot about until I really stumbled across it was Mistah F.A.B. Mistah F.A.B. dropped an album, a really different album, a very emotional album, and it's called Thug Tears. And shout out to Karina, she engineered parts of this album and shit. But I was really interested because I remember he did this song called "Miss You Mama." Because if you don't know, his mother died. His mother died a few years ago, and it really had a psyche on him. And the death of his mother, it was the reason why "Son of a Pimp" Part 2 came out. Which is, by the way, everybody, y'all really should listen to "Son of a Pimp" Part 2.
"Son of a Pimp" Part 2, man.
Man, I know I know. I'm still feeling it. Was the theme of Throughout the Bay when that song came out. But there's so many jewels on that album.
Yes,
and I wish I had some money and helped them push it and had the proper videos and had the proper artists in there, because man, that album was really, really, really well. It was also the last feature of Lupe Fiasco. And Lupe even said that was it. That was my last feature, and it was on Son of a Pimp too. So I knew what F.A.B is capable of when it comes to these albums. So first track called "Miss You Mama," and it was a very emotional song. He was talking about the death of his mom and shit, and it was just whoa, I wasn't expecting that shit. So I was like, damn, okay, this is the tone we on. So then the next track, "Smile Still," he mentions his mom's death again, and he had LaToya Williams on there, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be I was thinking, okay, this might be just a concept album, and we're gonna go through his mind on the death of his mom. So I was still listening to it, and I got to the point, even I posted it on my Instagram, and even F.A.B, liked it and posted it and shit like that, and I was just like, yeah, I'm really getting emotional right now, because it was really deep. He was talking about some really deep shit. Then the third track came, and he mentioned his mom's death and his brother being locked up and all types of shit. And I was like, all right, good production, good raps, but he mentioned the shit again. Fourth track, the title track with Mozzie and them. That was cool, but he mentioned the shit again. After, Sitting Back Thinking, which is the good one, he mentioned that. Letter to God, he mentioned it. 7, Shake Off the Devil, Stand Outside. These were great tracks, but what got to me was that he kept mentioning his mother's death. And I get it. I completely understand that the effect of losing your own mother can really fuck with you. It can really fuck with you. It fucked with a lot. It can fuck with anybody. But when you have to make a whole album, because he talks about this throughout the entire album. Even there's this track that he has with Jacka, which is pretty good, called Ryder, which is really good. It kind of haunts
Jacka and Kevin Gates.
Yeah, and it's really haunting hearing Jacka's spit like that. And he was talking to Jacka's spirit. But again, when he was talking to Jacka's spirit, he mentions his mom's death. And it's like, and I don't want to sound fucked up, but it's like you were beating it on our head, and it's almost like a one-time listen for me. It's great music. Don't get me wrong, there's great tracks on it. But when you want, it's too damn depressing.
There was no variety.
Yes.
I mean,
he tried on a few tracks. Like
even when you had Thug Bitch, like Thug Bitch just sounded so out of place because it's like, okay, now you've beat into our minds, okay, this is what this album's about, and then Thug Bitch comes in and it's got nothing to do with his mom, his brother, or his dad, and it's like,
he mentioned his mom's death. He mentioned it on that.
Well, even though he mentioned, that wasn't the point of the song. But
I know.
But even in the song, it was like she sticks him up and robs him because she's going through a hard time because her baby father got killed. So
I'll give Fab this. He is very good at. He's one of the most underrated artists when it comes to storytelling in his raps.
He's a great storyteller.
Really great storyteller.
He's amazing.
Amazing. Almost up there with Nas, in my honest opinion, when it comes to that. Very visual with his shit.
Yeah, it was just the placement was just off, and it was like the songs are great. It's just there was no variety. That's just what it boiled down to.
It kind of reminded me of an Immortal Technique album. It's like at the point, it's like, yeah, nigga, I know you're angry about the government and shit, but can you flip it? But the thing about Mr. F.A.B is he's really good at that. He gave that on all his other albums, but he wanted to do something different. And I can understand that. I completely understand that. But from a listener standpoint, and I get you, it is emotional. It's an emotional album, But when you want to beat it in my head, every track, it's like, I was even thinking, am I fucked up for thinking this? And then when you played it, because I kept telling you to listen to it, and then you just said, nah, you ain't fucked up. Like, it just is what it is.
Right.
So, I got a lot of love for Mr. F.A.B, and like I said, this is like a one-time listen for somebody. Like, for me, it's like a one-time listen. I'll probably go back and revisit certain tracks, but other than that, it's kind of damn near too depressing for me, in a way. It's real. It's one of his realest albums because he was really vulnerable for what he was saying. But, it's kind of like, I'm not going to revisit it like that, so I'm going to stay far away. So maybe months from now, I might go back and listen to it and put it on my list.
It's probably best if the listeners who are interested in listening to it, it's probably best to listen to maybe 2 or 3 tracks at a time.
Depending on your mood.
Yeah, I mean, if you want
that was the thing I told you. Like, I told JC, like, you gotta really, you know how I always tell you, like, I have to be in the mood to listen to this, listen to certain albums. This is the album you really gotta be in the mood for.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yes, there's that, and then we had one more entry. Busby didn't get a chance to listen, but I'll comment on it a little bit. You had Payroll Giovanni.
Yeah, I heard about that.
From Doughboys Cash Out.
Mm-hmm.
He and Cardo hooked up, and they actually signed a deal with Def Jam. And,
really? Yeah, they have. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so they dropped Big Bossin Volume 2. It's a cool record. It's got some joints on here.
I heard some of it. It's pretty dope. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you got Good Day to Get Money. He's actually spitting his ass off on that one. He's dropping some good life bars on that. Then you got Mail Along with E40. Shout out to Uncle 40. My Lifetime. And then he had a good track with 10 Years in One Summer. That'd be something to just check out, just kind of browse through, see if you can find some, add it into your playlist and whatnot. So shouts out to Cardo and Payroll Giovanni on that joint.
Hell yeah.
And that covers the reviews for this week.
Yeah, man. And Justin Timberlake drops this week because, the fucking Super Bowl. Yeah, it's his Super Bowl halftime show and all the other shit. So, and Justin's been getting a lot of mixed reviews for all the tracks that's been coming out. Like, I liked all 3 of them. I don't know what these other motherfuckers are hearing, but whatever. Fuck y'all.
Well, we gonna see.
We gonna see.
He's one. Even though he dropped the third one, he's 1 for 2 because I haven't heard the third one yet. So
the video for Say Something. What's his name? Stapleton. What's his name again? The country singer. Chris Stapleton. Yeah, it's called Say Something. That's a pretty dope song, and the video's dope too. It's like one long ass track, not one long ass visual track, because the camera doesn't cut away; it just follows Justin Timberlake and Chris Stapleton around this building and shit like that. It's pretty dope. I liked it.
Sure.
To me, I liked it. And
I like Chris Stapleton. He's a good songwriter.
That boy got soul.
Yeah.
So motherfuckers need to get up on him. And he won a Grammy too for best country album.
We didn't highlight it because he's country, but I mean, shit.
Yeah, because like we said, we're for the culture, quote unquote.
Right.
So,
but shit, if we fuck with your music, we fuck with your music. So shout out to Chris Stapleton.
And Garth Brooks, just for the fuck of it. And Garth Brooks. But, we put up some polls on the Twitter handle.
We did.
This whole week. And when it comes to the Grammys, or not the Grammys, you lead off on it when it comes to the NBA.
Yeah, so pretty much what I'll be doing, I'll be reading off. Busby will give you some little commentary along the way. We picked what we felt were the 5 best of the week. The first one was, what tells you more about the NBA All-Star Game draft results? 65% said LeBron really is a GM, and 35% said Steph can't draft for shit.
We're going to see when the games come. So
yeah, we'll find out. Like I said, that it was all good. Literally, it was all good just a week ago, and then Cousins went down. So we'll see if that has any impact.
Yeah.
Now, the last 4 are all Grammy related.
Yeah, because I just wanted to see an experiment, just because everyone was so angry about Jay-Z getting snubbed. So
right.
We asked a few questions.
So do you think Jay-Z got snubbed at the Grammys? And 57% said no, which that's pretty much in agreement with you and I stand. Mm-hmm. Is 444 a better album than Damn? 76% said no, which... Again, that's in agreement from where we stand, so we're good on that.
Now, before the Grammys, we put up a poll, and he said, which candidate is most likely to bring the album of the year back to the culture? And
I was so disappointed in the people, man. Like, I was so disappointed.
No, I wasn't, because they all wanted Hov to win. So 33%.
I was so disappointed.
And damn, it was neck and neck with Jay-Z and Kendrick. 33%, 32%. 25% of y'all said Bruno, and 10% said fucking Donald Glover.
Yeah. So to the 25% out there, appreciate you for holding it down and understanding what the hell we were asking you.
Yeah.
Because again, who's the most likely candidate to bring album of the year back? We weren't talking about rap album. If we were talking about rap album, Bruno and Childish Gambino aren't even on the fucking bill for that.
But no, they knew. They were just, like I said, everyone is just in their little bubble. They don't listen to nothing else.
You had one cat actually ask me, "Oh, Bruno Mars is part of the culture now?" And I'm like, "Bruh, he ain't white, so he's gonna be compared. He's basically a nigger to these people's eyes." And I was like, and on top of that, again, this man made a New Jack Swing album, and not only did he make a New Jack Swing album, then he went and got the most hood female artist out right now and gave her some shine on one of the song's remixes. Like, come on, man, how is he not a part of the culture?
See, you try to give people common sense, but they don't want to admit their own faults and just say, we're just mad that my favorite rapper, the greatest of all time, left home by himself. Left home with nothing. That's all they can say. They don't want to.
That's all you can say. So at the end of the day, get out your fucking feelings when you voting. Like, come on, man, use some logic. Use logic for these illogic polls.
And instead of acting illogical.
Right.
That's what a lot of these motherfuckers are acting right now. Very, very illogical. And plus, you motherfuckers always say the Grammys don't matter, but then you guys sit on your asses and watch it every fucking year.
And get mad. Man.
And we have the same fucking debates. We talked about this last year, and we're talking about it now. Because next year, it's going to be just white. Because I can already see Sam Smith is going to get nominated for Album of the Year. I already know Timberlake possibly, and of course Taylor Swift. So that's 3. So if Kanye drops an album, yeah, of course.
Yeah, the only hope is for Jay and Beyonce to drop that joint.
Oh, that shit's coming. That shit's going to be coming eventually. You know, it would be some shit if Eminem gets nominated for Album of the Year with Revival and he actually wins that shit. That would be some funny shit. For me, as a stan, I'll be jumping inside. I'll be like, I just want to see everyone get really, really upset about that. And the Grammys are just like, hey, but you guys got mad. What? Please.
Right.
See, the Grammys are just they're trying to, and like, And then that leads to the last question. Are the Grammys making a step in the right direction when it comes to, who they're nominating, who they're winning?
And the diversity and all that. And 61% ended up saying still has a way to go.
And it's like, what more do you want? What more do you want from me?
I mean, I agree. They still got a ways to go. Add some diversity on the panel.
They have. That's what. Look at the nominations.
Yeah, but see, the thing was this year was also one of those years where you just couldn't deny, because the ones that dropped were the heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can't deny them that. But it's just, there's always room for improvement. But as far as the 60th annual Grammys, this Grammys alone, y'all complaining for the wrong reasons. Like,
for the wrong fucking reason. Y'all sound like fucking wrestling nerds when your favorite wrestler don't fucking win. So that's what it is. And right now, Vince actually pushed the button. He pushed the logic button, and everything's right. So right now, Bruno Mars has 24K Magic, and that's what it's going to look like in history. 444 is a classic. Damn is a classic. Melodrama is going to be as a classic. And Awaken My Love is a classic. So classics got recognized, and a classic lost. Because at the end of the day, there can only be one.
There can only be one.
So when it comes, what the fuck was that?
You don't remember Chappelle's show? I plead the fifth.
Oh no, I was thinking of Highlander.
Nah, there can only be one. I can only choose one. I plead the fifth.
Yeah, pretty much. So when it comes to final words, me and JC helped construct this, but we're going to be doing monthly playlists for y'all.
Yes, we appreciate it. Again, we always appreciate the feedback. Feel free to comment on SoundCloud, on the iTunes podcast page. Hit us up on social media whenever. But we got good feedback when we dropped our favorite 100 for last year.
Yeah.
And we figured, well, why wait and just give it to them at the end of the year? Why don't we actually compile some playlists at the end of for the last episode of each month?
Yep.
And so y'all hearing this now, but chances are when you've checked out the description, y'all have already seen that you can go to Apple Music, you can go to Spotify, and of course you go hit up that title. You know
hit up that title. I don't get Grammy Awards, but I get that title.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We put that title up, and you can get the iLLogical Sense podcast month of January 2018, and it's about 21, 22 tracks. Do not hit shuffle. We worked hard on this motherfucker.
Yeah, for transitions.
Yeah,
we worked really hard.
We both arranged this shit.
And we want y'all to enjoy it. Like, kick back, relax, work out, like, drive slow. Just we got a little bit for everybody.
Right.
So don't even press skip.
Yeah, just hit play and just let that motherfucker enjoy.
Let it ride.
And then for one of my last words, shout out to the Nerd Network and that boy Abraham. Saturday we had one of the group meetups for Abraham's 24th birthday, and it's dope, man. It's one of the most hood ass nerd functions I've ever been to.
How was it?
Like when you think of nerd, like you think of just those. I don't want to call them geeky, but just the comic book solely. They know nothing about life. Like, nah, this was comic book nerds who was banging out Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those atmospheres, and everybody was cool. Everybody just came together, have a good time.
Yeah.
In the name of his birthday, and of course, Abraham loves the show. And
shout out to Abraham.
Cool. Yeah, it was cool meeting. I've known everybody for like fucking 4 to 5 years now, but it's cool to actually meet some of them in person. And hey, man, there's no denying it. Motherfuckers love Busby, man, because that's all I was hearing while I was there was like, yo, that motherfucker Busby, he's fucking tripped, man. He's dope. He's funny as hell.
I know, yeah. Thank you. When y'all listen to it, I'm a funny motherfucker. What the fuck can I say?
So again, shout out to everybody that came through. We'll be meeting up in a few weeks on All-Star Saturday. We're actually heading up to Pasadena to go as a unit to go see Black Panther.
Oh, like everything. My mom's telling me I need to buy tickets already. It's like,
well, see, that's the thing. I'm already going to see it on Thursday night, just because I want to see it.
Yeah. Karina hit me up and she was all like, "Are we gonna watch? What's it called? Are we gonna watch Black Panther as a family?" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" See, with me, I'm looking at this as any other Marvel movie because I watched all the Marvel movies. It just happens to be a black person is in it, and I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. Fuck it, I'll be a Debbie Downer. Shit. it's just, to me, it's just like any other Marvel movie. He ain't gonna stop racism. He ain't gonna do no Malcolm X shit. It's just some fuckeries going on in his little country, and he gonna save it.
It's not gonna stop racism, but I see a bunch of people that are underplaying it. This is a film where we don't see generic ass stereotypes of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't playing strung out crackheads. We ain't playing characters. I mean, Blade's cool, but the story sucked. Like, like they strayed away from the Marvel comic.
I know what you mean. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate.
No, I know you're trying to be devil's advocate, but just on the flip side, it's just, we ain't playing crackheads. We're not making it out the hood by only playing ball, rapping, or selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a very sophisticated ass community in Africa where they paint pictures of the only places that you can find in Africa are on fucking infomercials where they're begging people for food.
Yeah, Wakanda's a dope ass country, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, I understand what people are saying. It's not going to stop racism. Trump's still going to tweet like a motherfucker. He's probably going to have a lot of shit to say about the damn film itself. But for what it represents and the possible change that it can bring within the entertainment industry, gotta support this film.
Exactly, I get you.
Important to support.
I was gonna see it regardless because it's Marvel, and
the fact that it's during Black History Month, like in Black
and the fucking soundtrack,
and the soundtrack is TD. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, I'm already gonna paint a picture for y'all, and I'm gonna put pictures up of it. I already got a.
You really about to do? You got a Tasiki? You really gonna wear a Tasiki?
I got a hoodie that has dashiki print. Wow, I got a Black Excellence cap. I just went to WSS, which is a phenomenal place, by the way. They just opened one up in Oakland where you get some kicks. Bro, I done got some Fila, some Nikes, and some Adidas. I got 6 pair for less than $200.
Well, damn.
Like, I got a pair of kicks that I'm about to rock to that bitch as well. Like, I'm coming out unapologetically black, and y'all just gonna have to fucking deal with it.
See, my mom is just like, she's joined the hype train, so she wants me to get fucking matinee tickets. She really wants to see it, and I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, really? Okay. I don't want to be like again. It's just like I'm looking at it for what it is, and I know what this is.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the weekend, I know for sure by the end of the weekend, I'll have at least seen it twice. Shit, I'm throwing it up in there. I might have seen it a third time by the time it comes on for whatever number episode we're on.
Probably.
Just gonna put it out there.
Yeah, well, and after that's going to be Infinity War, so that's going to be the one I'm really excited, because this is all leading into Infinity War, which is going to be the Royal Rumble of the fucking what's it called? It's going to be the Royal Rumble of Marvel movies, so that's just going to be epic. So
definitely.
Well, this was episode 74 of the iLLogical Sense podcast.
Appreciate y'all listening as always. Once again, find us all on our social media. You know how to find us. You know how to get at us. Check for the iLLogical polls all during the week. We'll have a bunch of them put up. And, yeah.
Yeah, get out your... And my last word is get out your fucking feelings, Black Twitter. Hov can't win everything.
He got the Lifetime Achievement Award, man. What fucking more do you want? Just let him live.
Yeah, can I live? Exactly. So, yeah. Fuck Jed York.
Yeah, you know whose fault it is.
Exactly. Fuck Jed York. It's always Jed York's fault for getting y'all upset. So, all right, later, niggas.
Peace.